When do you think you transitioned into being the person that doesn't eat Halloween candy?
Oh my
like,
gosh,
when did
I
you
have
start
a
listening
story.
to your body?
Okay.
Saying, hey, all that candy you ate yesterday just destroyed my butthole.
I have it. Well, mine doesn't affect me like that. Mine affects like literally feeling like crap.
I feel like nothing affects your butthole.
No, nothing does, unfortunately. But I actually have a moment. I'm the type of person, there are some people who can have a sweet and move on with their life. I have a sweet and I want all of the sweet. So I cannot just have one and then be cool. So one year, it was my best friend's birthday, which is around the Halloween. You're my best friend too. But like my sister though, her birthday is around Halloween.
I'm not like your sister.
You are, but this
I feel like you don't mean it.
No, I really do. I really do.
I don't believe
it was her birthday one year, and it's always around Halloween. So every year she has a Halloween party, which is why I care about Halloween, because her birthday's right there. February 7th, not 3rd, 2nd.
Okay.
Well, what is it?
It is.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
Okay.
What's mine?
I don't know.
See? So, really don't know?
You're not my sister.
You are my sister. You're like the person who understands me in life, so that's like a huge accomplishment. You're fucked. Anyways, I had a Lindor truffle, and
You got Lindor truffle in your Halloween thing?
No, it was at the party.
Oh,
yeah.
I was still thinking about like trick or treating.
No,
I was like, somebody gave you Lindor truffles.
No, we live in Eastlake, so it's probably gonna happen. They pass out the good stuff.
I'd be lucky if I got like the non-mini size.
Like
the fun size.
Oh, the fun size. But I overdid it, and it was the second year into my weight loss like journey, and I overdid it, and that was the moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I have a problem with Halloween with candy, and then it just like from that moment, like an addiction. So from that moment on, I was like, I want to be that person that doesn't feed into this and be that change and have it start with me. And my responsibility that I put upon myself was to provide.
Why are you all the way over there?
Oh, because I'm leaning on this. My responsibility was to. I put on myself was to give a non-candy thing because I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But now I don't even think about
it. When you
like sick, just sick, and then I kept.
What's
replacing
the sickest
meals with it.
What's the sickest you've ever made yourself with food?
Oh my gosh. I had for
like
breakfast
Taco
Bell.
Have you ever had that one moment where you're so miserable and unhappy with what you ate, and then you eat it and it makes you feel worse, and then you keep eating it? Tell me that.
The day I had Taco Bell for breakfast.
Set it up for us. Like, what happened?
I had Taco Bell for breakfast. I was like, oh my
gosh,
that was it? Like, quick.
Like, I mean, you didn't just wake up.
Listen.
Well, I'm trying to, but you just keep saying, I had Taco Bell for breakfast.
I had Taco Bell for breakfast.
There we go. This is the fourth time.
And then, like, 4 hours later, I went to Chick-fil-A. Taco Bell. And then I had Chick-fil-A for lunch with a milkshake. And I was like, this is disgusting.
But why did you have Taco Bell for breakfast?
Because I was like...
Like, that was just normal for you at that point?
It was fast food. Like, I was into fast food.
Okay.
And then I went and I had Chick-fil-A for lunch with a milkshake.
You sound like a Mexican.
Which I'm not.
You sound like me.
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I had some Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, so wrong. I had some Chick-fil-A with a milkshake. And then I felt so gross that I think I went back to Taco Bell for dinner and had Taco Bell. But this was like when I was at my heaviest, like probably the worst time in my life when it came to dietary. That I just felt sick the whole day and kept fueling my body with more grossness.
Yeah.
And I just...
It was just like a cycle almost.
It was a cycle. And
weird.
I have never had either of those two, like, places since that day. What's your question, Sophia?
Did the combination of Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A make you poop?
Oh, no. I've always had a problem.
Oh.
No, didn't do anything.
Well,
because if it did, I would have done it.
I have had Taco Bell in my life twice.
Oh my god.
Good
for you.
Well, I'm Mexican. I'm Mexican, so why would I ever eat Taco Bell?
And I'm white and Arab, so that's...
So the first time I had explosive diarrhea, and then I was like, I'm never eating this shit again. And then there was another time where there was like some cops on my block, and I had to go around, and I was hungry, and I was like, well, people always talk about Taco Bell. Maybe I should give it another try. And then I had explosive diarrhea.
I could never.
That's the last thing.
I mean, imagine if like... There are people who consume this on a regular basis.
Yeah, I know. My work, like, I remember, like, because I not so much anymore, but I used to be, like, super sugar addicted. And I remember being so sugar addicted that I'd be, like, looking around my house for anything sweet to eat, and there was nothing sweet left because I'd already eaten all of the sweet things.
That's me.
Hold on. I'm telling you my story now. But anyway, I was so desperately in need of sugar that I would go, and because this didn't just happen once, like, this was a few times. And I would open the cabinet and I would see, like, the brownie mix or the cake mix, and I would literally take out the cake mix, and this goes back to I do with protein. I would take out the cake mix and then pour some out in a cup and then mix in a little water and just fucking eat that, like, straight cake batter.
I can see
brownie, and it was just like crack, and then I'd end up, like, going through half of a box and then being like, fuck, I'm gonna hide this because my mom or someone's gonna know.
Sort of replace it, which I've done before.
Yeah.
Not with that exact.
Oh, I've never replaced it.
I've replaced
I've
it
never
out
gone
of,
that
like,
far.
I've disgusted myself.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then in comparison to, like, now, like overeating something simple like guavas, and I'm immediately like, oh, this made my neck swollen, or like, blah.
You're listening to your body more so.
And it's just crazy how, like, even though in that moment, like, it's just crazy to realize that because I did feel like shit. Obviously, psychologically, there was something wrong where I was like needed this food.
Yeah.
But then on the other level, like, being so disconnected to where even though I knew this was on some level going to make my body feel bad, like, that mental...
It was blocked.
Yeah. And now, like, I can tell when I've had too much of this or too much of that. And
how did you get to that point of, like, being able to recognize and listen to your body? Like, how did you get...
I think, you know, it kind of goes back to what you always say in these episodes. It's like, there was a point where I didn't really know much about nutrition or health or wellness.
Yeah.
And the first step for me was just trying to replicate, because you become so disconnected to what is normal and to your body that you almost need, like, a blueprint of what to do. And so I feel like once I had, like, that general blueprint of what is generally considered a healthy diet, then I was slowly able to make an improvement in this, an improvement in that, an improvement in this, until my diet became much more optimal. And then now that I'm so much more aware of what is in foods, I can say, hey, I feel like this today. What did I eat yesterday or 2 days ago that may be making me feel this way?
Yeah.
And before I was eating so much shit that I don't even know. Like, how would I be able to tell, or how would you be able to tell that it was the Chick-fil-A or the Taco Bell that made you feel like shit?
Yeah.
Like, it was probably all of it.
Right. It's just collectively. No,
What about you?
I think that's a good point. Well, I think that, like you just said, where I have, like, my heavier days of life, then I got into, okay, I need to lose weight, that segment of my life, and then I got to the healthy weight of my life. Like, I have, like, these sections, right? So when I was in that, okay, like, revamping my diet, now I don't even think about candy. Do I have treats? Totally. But the idea of, like, Halloween and candy, I'm going back to Halloween just as an example. The idea of binging, I don't even get there, because the foods that I'm fueling my body with
make you feel good.
Make me feel good. So I don't, like, maybe I will overconsume some almond butter, and, you know, but I'm not, like, binge eating the way that I was before, because, like you said, the foods that I'm eating are fueling my body in the right way.
Yeah.
So I don't even think I won't, if I drive past a Taco Bell, it's literally just another establishment to me. I don't even think of, like, just another building. It's, like, nothing to me. I don't even think about...
nothing to me. I broke up with Taco Bell.
I did, but it doesn't even faze me, though, when I pass by
it's like a building that reminds me of explosive diarrhea.
So you have a situation with it. I just don't even give it any attention. Like, it's so
Chipotle
past. Oh, I don't.
You know,
my Daniel likes
you know,
Chipotle.
I had never had In-N-Out until
I like it.
Until
I
I was 19.
Me too.
And I lived here.
Oh, me too. I would
think you would have had it because you went to Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell.
Well, In-N-Out is newer to San Diego, so you wouldn't have had it. Yeah, you wouldn't have had it.
Oh, and that makes sense.
Yeah, you probably would have been In-N-Out addicted to your body. When I heard that term, I think that's a newer term.
It's not a term. It's like
a phrase, like a thing right now. Like, listen to your body.
You keep almost hitting my face.
I kind of was like, what do you mean listen to your body? Like, I feel like that's the worst advice. This was me thinking a while ago.
You're like, my body doesn't know
My
shit.
body, like, if you told me that in my heavier days, just listen to your body. I gotta listen to your body, I would have been like, are you kidding me? My body got me to be this big. Like, obviously
You're like, I've been listening.
Like, this is the
to my body.
problem. But now, like, lately I've been thinking about it, and I totally disagree with my original thought about listening to your body, because
I don't think you're wrong, or you were wrong, or that you're wrong now. I think it's like one of, like, that phrase isn't applicable to somebody that has disconnected from their body.
Yeah.
But somebody at this stage where you are, that's made all of this other progress, you're connected again to your body.
Yeah.
You know how it feels, and it makes sense. So I don't think it was wrong. I think if you had listened to your body back then, you would have stayed where you were.
Right. Okay. Now I feel better about it, because at first I was like, this sounds like the weirdest advice anyway. And I feel like people right now, that's the advice
you used to laugh at people, huh?
I did. I was like, what do you mean listen to your body? Like,
you're like, listen to my mouth.
Like, my mouth and my brain, they're not in my benefit right now. So the whole idea was like the stupidest thing. And then I would hear people say,
it sounds kind of like this, like,
eat real food, listen to your body.
Yeah,
and, like,
eat real food.
You know,
and you picture this, like, airhead saying it.
And now I'm like, wait a minute, but you're right. I'm now connected to my body, so it does make sense. Because there are times where I'm like, I really just want grass-fed meat. And then I feel better, I'm satiated, I'm not ravenous.
Like, the fact that you can tell the difference between grass-fed beef and, non-grass-fed beef. Like,
and there are
your taste buds have changed.
Completely. And that's why, like, the holidays, in sense of, like, Halloween, they don't have that, like, I know that the holidays can be super challenging, and they are a big, like, a big time
social pressure, almost.
Social pressure, the, like, pressure you put on yourself for the holidays, and I think...
Or you'll have one of two approaches. We hope you choose the latter. But the first one is, like, you're like, well, fuck it, I haven't hit my weight loss goals or my fitness goals, so I'm just gonna fuck it for the next 3 months. For all the holidays. But what we would urge you to do is set your goals.
Utilizing this time to, like, really set your goals, revamp them, see what was working in the beginning of the year, what's not really working, and don't use it as a free-for-all of, like, well, they're gonna have this and they're gonna have that. And we'll I think we should talk more, not in this episode, about how we go through our holiday progress, or how we go through the holidays.
Yeah.
But I think that this is, like, right now, it's the beginning. Halloween kind of sets the stage for, like, the holidays, but really honing in on your goals.
If you can make it through Halloween, we'll get you through November.
Yes, that will get you through December and all the rest of the holidays.
And then in January, you'll be ahead of the game.
Right, and I think that's what we need to do, is just stay ahead of it and not let the idea of, like, this holiday pressure be like...
You know what's interesting for me is when I've gone back and thought about, because there's, like you said, sometimes you start on one path, and the path to get to your end goal isn't always a straight path. Like, sometimes you kind of fall off the wagon, or on, whatever you call it, and you get back on, and you're off, and you're on, and you're off, and you're on, and then you finally kind of, over time, when you have the same goal in mind, you finally get closer and closer and closer to it, to where it becomes like normal. It's your life.
Yeah, so habitual.
And so I remember, like, thinking back, and I've come to realize that all of those times where I would kind of fall off would always be sometime around my birthday, which is in February, and it's because people would, like, gift me food items, because I love food, and so people see how happy I get around food,
so they want
to make me
celebrate
happy
with you that way.
But then it ends up making me miserable, and because I overindulge, and so then I would spend, like, the next few weeks or months catching up, and then once I get to October, or around this time, I start thinking, oh crap, like, I haven't made as much progress as I thought I would this year. Let me take in everything and readjust my goals. And so usually for me, I don't wait until January.
No,
I make them right now.
This is the time, because, like, this is the time where you have all the social pressure, you have all these events, you have... Food is, like, a big part of the holidays for a lot of people. Like, it'd be stupid to say that, oh, don't let the food and the holidays affect you, but every holiday event coming up has a major food component, and it can totally derail your whole effort. So you start now and come up
That
with a game plan
mind.
now.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get to January
Don't let it
1st and
surprise
be
you.
like, oh, oops, I'm now 10
there's
pounds
people
heavier.
like,
and
you can gain like easily 5 pounds each month for the next 3
yeah.
months.
And then try to take that off. Like, it takes so much time.
You can start right now.
Just start now, or just don't even maintain now. Like, maybe the focus.
Yeah, even if
maybe
you
the
maintain,
focus
you'll be
just
good.
not be on weight loss during this time. Like, we're not saying like come with your weight loss plan right now.
Yeah.
Just try to maintain through this time, and you're
Focus on
gonna
not
be
eating
great.
everything.
Yeah.
Moving more.
Yeah. Well, I
We'll
think
talk to you
we'll go
more about
in
holidays.
depth
We'll
with
talk
it.
to you more about how we intuitively eat or try to connect to our bodies or be more mindful.
Because there's techniques to it that I was like,
Yeah, we can
that
go
I was
into them.
looking into them, and I don't know, because I'm newer to the idea of like understanding that whole term. So yeah.
We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us.
If you have questions, let us know.
Yeah.